Rekeita's already won.
Please, tell me again, practicing lawyers, how you got that one right. We won't even get into how bad your analysis has been on the actual substance of the motion that we filed.
All these people are just proving how fraudulent they are. I mean, it's two different aspects. Some of these people are just deferential to the state no matter what. The second aspect is they either are completely incompetent in these basic areas of law, or they're lying and they're fraudsters and they're just grifting for cash.
Our lawyers weren't doing anything. I got criticized for objecting in court, and it's because I was screaming at my lawyer off the mic to object.
And a bunch of the so-called practicing lawyers on lawsuit. By the way, if anybody practicing lawyer on lawsuit is giving the kind of advice these people are on the Rekieta case, note to never hire them.
Bad lawyers. Fuck you. And when you're
he's making basically just ridiculous statements about probable cause in the Fourth Amendment. And this goes...
But you have to know what you're talking about. But hey, you know what? It'd be kind of weird. It'd be kind of strange. What if I told you that there's a non-practicing lawyer out there who is representing a client in a felony possession case in Candy, Ohio County, in front of Judge Wenzel, and won that case on a Frank's challenge, running around in the truest definitions of a 90s faggot.
Rekeita's already won.
Hey, Chad, how are you doing? Fancy seeing you here. Hey, Clyde, I know he's got a little sleepy with that. Been a long day, Chad. Been a busy day. Hello, everybody. Hello. Hope you guys like that intro. That was really... that was me. That was me doing my best to clip up. So, yeah, there's my multimedia talents. So, yes, I did. Oh, but anyways, guys, welcome to the show. My name is Sean, also known as Potentially Criminal. I am an attorney in the Cleveland, Ohio area, do a lot of defense work, and tonight we got a criminal case to talk about. One that we've been waiting for a while, and as fun as that was to make, at the end of the day, guys, I'm not surprised this happened, and I'm pretty sure nobody else out there is surprised this happened. I mean, there might be some people in Minnesota and the Baldo bunker who are surprised. But this just goes to show you that that's how bad this was from the start. Like, we all saw it. And I'm not to make fun of you guys being normies, but being normies, you saw it and you're like, huh, this isn't good. Now, people like myself, Nate, the lawyer, Kurt, Legal Mindset, we could all sit there and explain to you why it wasn't good and why structurally the problems were there. And it's funny because also on the farms, the other attorneys that are out, any attorney who looked at this seriously can tell you, yeah, it's not good. But I think it just shows that, you can fool somebody some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time. And, everybody's seeing through it. So, well, I know you're tired, huh, budda? Well, I got to get some work done, so I'm going to have to put you down. Not like that, chat. I'm going to put him on the ground. But see, he's alive. The Haitians haven't got him. He's still a good boy. I'm going to put you down, buddy, okay? There you go. Oh. I mean, and somebody was saying take a victory lap. It's not even really a victory lap. I mean, this is this isn't like this took me my breathtaking legal cunning and logic, and I had to claw and dig through my mind to make arguments and make this work. No, it's just like looking at some kid sending shit in for moot court. You're like, that's a garbage. So it's it's yeah, sure, okay, yay, what? Yay, I was right. But it's like, I wasn't surprised. Like, as somebody said it best on one of their streams, they're not sending their best. Not sending their best. So, all right, guys. So let's get started. So, yes, if you guys were not aware, the court up in Kandiyohi County released a ruling today. And I think, like I said, it's a ruling we all saw coming. Ray Charles saw coming. Everybody saw coming. And hold on real quick, chat. Hey, 2.0. You might want to give him some weed treats. There's some like a tornado warning out on the west side of Cleveland. Anyway, I just wanted you to know, make sure Clyde's got some weed treats in him so he doesn't freak out. Sorry, chat. We had to take care of some like actual stuff getting down right now. So sorry about that. We had to do that. It's live TV. Live TV. You understand how it is in this. It's a heck of a business, show business. Anyway, the judge released his ruling. He did say it was going to take him no more than 30 days. Well, hey, he delivered. And I know some of you are thinking, well, he should have. And I'm like, that's not always the case, guys. Some judges are like, I'll get to it when I get to it. I mean, I'm waiting on, I know of attorneys have been waiting years for rulings on things, not generally in a criminal case, but they do wait sometimes for things. So don't, just saying. So this is actually a pretty quick turnaround time. I would argue a very quick turnaround time. I would just say that. So here we go. And we're going to start out with the memorandums of law on this, because I do think it's very interesting to take a look at here. So what we have is we have the order following the omnibus hearing, the omnibussy or the omnibusin, whatever you'd like to call it. So if you guys have never seen these before, Minnesota does it a little. Remember, every state's a little different. If you've never seen these court order forms and these way motions are filed up there, it's different. Here, this would not look like that. But remember, guys, everywhere is different. Filed today. It was very interesting learning about this as I was getting ready to go to court and arraign a client, and I saw the farms for a second, and somebody's like, "It's out," and I'm like, "Oh well." A little too late for me to really take a look at it till after I got done, but it did. And it's the state of Minnesota versus Nicholas Robert Rekieta. The order following the omnibussy, the omnibusin, the omnissiah hearing. So this became before the Honorable Judge Stephen Wenzel, Judge of District Court, on August 21st, 2024, for an omnibussy at the Kandiyohi County Courthouse in Wilmer, Minnesota. Nick appeared with his attorney, Francis White, attorney at law. The state of Minnesota, the prosecution, appeared through Kristen Pierce and Jordan Engler, assistant Kandiyohi County attorneys, assistant prosecutors. Nick did not warrant the big dog, but he warranted someone. So Nick was charged with 3 counts. And if you guys don't understand that, and you guys remember Nick Rekeita from Rekeita Law. Well, anyway, we're going to get to why and how that all came together. But if you guys didn't understand or what he'd been charged with, he was facing second-degree controlled substance possession. So basically, second-degree possession of coke, second-degree felony possession of coke. Could face up to 25 years in prison for that as a felony. Possession of a firearm, and semi-automatic military style weapon, and or ammunition by an ineligible person, which is a gross misdemeanor. That means up to 364 days in jail. Now, why is he ineligible? Because he's using drugs. In almost every state, if you are a drug user, you're disqualified from possessing a firearm. Under federal law, if you are using illegal substances, that includes marijuana. If you guys, so you're aware, if you're smoking marijuana, technically you are. They're not really doing anymore, but by the definition, technically you are. You are prohibited from possessing firearms under federal law and most state laws. And then child endangerment, exposure to controlled substances, because they found an ounce of cocaine, chat, nearly 26 grams. Another gross misdemeanor, another 364-day jail sentence awaiting him. Now, what happened? Well, Nick filed a motion challenging things under a case called Franks v. Delaware. It's a Supreme Court case where he's challenging that not necessarily the search warrant itself might not be valid, but the detective who came in to do the search warrant lied about everything. He either lied about things or he was not credible in what not credible, but what he recklessly relied upon information without making sure it was valid. So not even that he lied, but he didn't even bother to check, or it's information so crazy, it's so ridiculous, nobody in their right mind would have relied upon it. Oh, there we go. That's what I was missing. Missing a little breeze. So we need a little summer breeze. Anyway, Nick is challenging the search warrant under those things. Now, to be fair, if you also look at it, for some reason, Nick and his attorney labeled this a couple different things. So they're challenging, they wanted to void the warrant, which is basically Frank's. Okay, fair enough. They voided the warrant. They wanted to suppress evidence. Okay, that's normally what you do. And dismiss the charges for a lack of probable cause. Now, this motion goes on and on and on about voiding the warrant for Frank's. They don't really talk about suppressing evidence, so they don't really talk about probable cause. And that's going to be an issue that we're going to get to later. And KJ, no, this is not a defamation suit. I can assure you of that. This is not a defamation suit. For once, Nick is correct. This is not a defamation lawsuit. But getting back to it, he sought a Frank's motion and contested the seizure of the firearms. At the hearing, Nick offered, and the court received without objection, Exhibit 1, the application for the search warrant. Exhibit 2 was the Rekieta video .PowerPoint. Exhibit number 3 was a supplemental report. And exhibit number 4 was Rekieta PNG, and a screenshot. And exhibit 5 is a letter from the Kandiyohi County Children's Services Group. Nick tried to offer something from the Steel Toe Morning Show. Shout out to Stoney's Bar and Grill on Rockville, Minnesota. 1580 Broadway Street. Home of $2 cans every Thursday night. But it took it under advisement. After further review, the court determined Exhibit 6 is admissible as an offer of proof. So they did allow it in. The state uploaded Exhibit number 10, the Nick Rekeita stream, on August 30th after technical difficulties with previous uploads. So the supplemental report uploaded referred to in the defendant's reply memorandum was not offered nor received at the hearing. Following a briefing schedule, the court took the matter under advisement on September 6th. So guys, remember, it's been less than 3 weeks. It's a very quick turnaround time. Now, these exhibits, we need to go through what these exhibits are real quick. And the best way we can do that is going through Nick's secondary motion, because the way this works, Nick is challenging everything. He challenges everything. The prosecutor gets a chance to respond. And then finally, because Nick is the moving party, he gets basically a rebuttal argument, a chance to reply. And that's it. That's the typical way motion practice is done. So what's going to happen from here? Well, Nick filed his motion. Prosecutor responded. Then Nick filed his nuh-uh motion. You're wrong. And in this motion, they discuss all the things exhibit-wise we need to know. So here's where we start. with the exhibits, because we need to get to the exhibits here. Now, the exhibits that we talked about. So, Rekieta.PowerPoint, the Rekieta video.PowerPoint. This goes back to the video that was shown, and it was about a minute clip of Nick being all fucking loosey-goosey. In addition to that, they uploaded the entire 4-hour and 4-minute stream that Nick did that night on the pill stream, on the coke stream, whatever you want to call it. And you guys know which one it is. One where he shows up, just and the one he tries to impersonate Darkseid Phil doesn't go very well. You know what I'm talking about, chat. Well, Nick's attorneys and Nick thought, well, hey guys, this thing down here means it's not real anymore. That's a watermark. A watermark. Oh, whoa. This is not real. This is mean. This is not true. This is not true. That means it's not an authentic video. It's all sophistry and bullshit. But they also include the statements from Detective Pomplin, where he points out that he had a flash drive containing the video from Nick Rekeita showing the white powdery substance, the full 4-hour video. And this is in the supplemental report. And then up here is the Minnesota Digital Exhibit System, which I don't know what this is, but this looks pretty cool, and I wish we had something like this in Ohio. Like, there's some things Minnesota does I really like. This is one of them. Pretty cool. Pretty dope. Although a lot of prosecutors' offices here in Ohio use a program called Matrix. And what they use there, you download everything offline, but it's off of each office has its own individual like setup. So whatever. Anyway, we're going to keep moving from there. So that's what the exhibits we're talking about, guys. Those are the ones we're talking about, and helps you understand where we are. So based upon the files, exhibits, recordings, proceedings, and being fully advised in the premise, the court makes the following findings of fact. So on May 22nd, Detective Pomplin of the Kaneohe County Sheriff's Office submitted an application for a search warrant. The supporting affidavit and the search warrant regarding the premises of 12291 51st Street Northeast in Spicer, Kaneohe County, Minnesota, and Nicholas Rekeita. The address subject to the search warrant was known by Deputy Pomplin to be the defendant's residence. Yes. And the search warrant is incorporated into the findings of fact by reference. Now, he doesn't have to attach it. It's been incorporated. It's already part of the file. It's already here and exists. If you guys have not seen this, we'll go to the search warrant very quickly. And this is where Quinn Pomplin, he is the detective for the Kaneohe County Sheriff's Office. And he talks about what happened. And he goes through everything that he does, all this stuff here at the beginning of what he's going to look for. The particularity of the warrant. Well, he's going to be looking for controlled substances. What am I looking for? Specifically, cocaine and methamphetamine. And any other illegal controlled substance, but specifically those two. Okay, so I know what I'm looking for in particularity. Where am I searching with particularity? The house located at 12291 51st Street Northeast in Spicer, Minnesota. The residence has a blacktop driveway leading east from the street. The residence is 2 stories with a 3-stall garage. The main door is located on the south or southwest side of the residence. That's very particular. You made it very clear where you're going and what you're looking at. Remember, particularity and specificity. You got to be as specific as you can. And also, who's there? Nicholas Robert Rekeita. And that's his birth date. That's pretty specific. And then where also is this located? In the township of New London in Kaneohe County in the state of Minnesota. It's pretty specific. That way there's no question of which house in Kaneohe County. Which house in New London Township. Nope. This house right here. We're going to this house. We're going to the Rekeita house. Now, he does go through all this. We've talked about this a million times before, chat. And we'll come back to this when we have to. But let's get back to what Judge Wenzel did. Now, the one thing I will say about Judge Wenzel I do not like, once again, chat, please justify your goddamn writings. This stuff is annoying as hell. Justified alignment. It saves lives, please. So the search warrant was for controlled substances prohibited by law, and paraphernalia for controlled substances with the sales of use. And the search warrant was signed by a district judge on May 22nd, 2024. Yes, by the Honorable Jennifer Fisher, who apparently can do things with liquor, according to people. The search warrant application states that on May 16th, the police received a report of possible child neglect and controlled substance use involving Nick and his minor children. They did. Detective Pomplin reviewed Nick's social media videos, and Detective Pomplin notes that Nick's appearance has changed from January to May. His appearances are common with someone who does controlled substances. Yes. At some point, Deputy Pomplin received Aaron Imholt's social media videos. Imholt hosts his own social media program. From watching, thank God we're not calling it a blog anymore, by the way. It is apparent that Nick and Imholt previously had a friendship, have since had a falling out. Remember, Nick was trying to get all in. You're falling out. That's not right. Remember, Nick was trying to fucking fight over the word falling out. I mean, and then we learned about how true they had a friendship, and it was a lot more than a friendship. I mean, if we're being real, we learned about there was a lot more than friendship. We learned a lot more than friendship. I mean, disclosing the acknowledgement, disclosing to the world the existence of your swinger polycule to own someone else. You know, that's a Pyrrhic victory if I've ever seen one. You know, even Pyrrhus of Ephesus would be like, you outdid me there, champ. So anyways, Imholt states in his videos he has recently experimented with cocaine and Molly. On May 22nd, Imholt uploaded a video where he spoke about the defendant and insinuated the defendant was using drugs. Imholt's May 22nd video, he referenced a video posted on May 21st. Now, see, the judge is explaining it like we've all been trying to say, Nick. He's explaining it the way, like, I listened to Aaron, and Aaron talked about this. And I went, there's a clip. Oh, here's the whole video. Da-da-da-da. That's what he was trying to explain to you, Nick. You can't, you tried too hard. You tried too hard to, like, Reddit the language out, and it didn't work. Imholt notes that a white powdery substance can be seen on Nick's nose during his May 21st, 2024 video. Yes. The defendant's May 21st, 2024 video is removed from the internet. Yeah, that doesn't help you look sympathetic here, Nick. That doesn't help you. Pomplin was able to review the May 21st video. Yes. Defendant's May 21st video is 4 hours and 4 minutes and 4 seconds in length. At approximately 2 hours and 46 minutes, the defendant leaves the video to use the restroom. Upon his return at approximately 2 hours and 50 minutes. Oh, I'm sorry. That's actually 2 hours, 4 minutes, and 6 seconds. He's gone for like 45 minutes. Nick appears with a white powdery substance on his nose. The defendant's demeanor is excited, and at one point he closes one eye to be able to read the screen, rambles, and slurs his speech. Now, here's the part, Nick. Oh, God. Damn it. Sorry, chat. Sorry. So here we are. And this is one of the problems, I think, Nick, when he got cheeky with everything. And this is an actual practicing lawyer moment here. By forcing the judge to watch, like, by hiding and going like, well, there's a watermark, it's not a real thing, like trying to play all these like kind of kikey wordsmith games and doublespeak bullshit. You force the judge to watch it, and he's like, oh my God, this guy really is on fucking coke. Like, you forced the judge to review more evidence that was necessary. I mean, there's things you probably could have done in a motion to suppress by, like, arguing, hey, Detective Pomplin, you apparently have watched a bunch of my videos. Did you watch them all? How many did you watch? Do you know I do Provigil? Yeah. How do you know I wasn't snorting Provigil? How do you know that wasn't that on my nose? Provigil is a legal substance I have a prescription for You know, there's a bunch of different ways you could have gone about this, but you didn't. You went like the most fucking obtuse way about it. And here's what happens. The judge sees right through this shit. Right through it. Right through it. You know, you force the judge to pay attention. You force him to sit there and watch the whole goddamn thing. Oh, I don't know. I don't know why you would. Whatever. Anyways, the Deputy Pomplin was previously a drug recognition evaluator. Remember, like I said, DREs are bullshit. Nick's situation didn't require any specialized training. We all saw it. But that's, once again, guys, this case, everything is so obvious. It screams out to you. Based on Pomplin's training experience, the defendant's behavior in the May 21st video indicates polysubstance abuse. Pomplin notes the defendant's behavior is consistent with both using a central nervous stimulant and a depressant. Pomplin's summaries of Imholt's video and the defendant's video are accurate. There is no indication law enforcement viewed an altered or edited version of the May 2021 video, even if it's not the original posted video. But to what amok? To what amok? To what amok, chat? To what amok? Apparently, watermarks don't matter in a court of law in Minnesota. Apparently, they don't matter. On May 23rd, when law enforcement officers executed the search warrant at defendant's residence, they found the following items: the black vial with the white substance near the nightstand, both testing positive for cocaine; the snort tube in the master bedroom, testing positive for cocaine; the 2 spent shell casings in the master bedroom; the AR-15 with several magazines and loose ammo under the bed; in a gun case, but still, you can't have guns and drugs. Regardless whether or not you like that, that is currently the status of the law. Much like the status of the law saying you can't own cocaine. You may not like that law. You may disagree with the law, but you know what? They will send people with guns to kill you over that law. A glass container with a metal filter and grinder in the master bedroom dresser. Field tested for positive presence of cocaine. So again, guys, I think that's the, just cracks you up when you see that one. 45 caliber bullet in the master bedroom closet. Bags of cards and dollar bill in the master bedroom safe. Field tested positive for the presence of cocaine. The cut corner baggie, also known as a bindle, with white powder in the master bedroom safe. Which I wonder if Nick was cutting bindles. I don't know. That's advanced. That's advanced druggy work. 3 small baggies in the bedroom safe. The green colored tablets testing positive for ketamine. Once again, the fact these guys didn't get a hold of some fentanyl, I think, is a testament to God's looking out for him, because this coke is likely probably cut with meth and probably cut with fentanyl. And these pills, I'm surprised they tested positive for ketamine and weren't just pure fentanyl, because that's basically what happens nowadays. The digital scale, the metal pan with white powder, the snort tubes, the $100 bill, the bindle white bag with the white powder in it, the cocaine scooper, 2 baggies, the unknown brown substance, which who knows what that is really, the 1911 in the garage safe, the SIG 380, a bunch of ammunition, a 12-gauge shotgun, and 26 grams of coke with all the packaging. So, the information contained within the search warrant was accurate and reliable for the reviewing judge. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, there were no false statements, significant material omissions, or material misrepresentations that caused the search warrant to be false, misleading, or in violation of the defendant's constitutional rights. Now I know Nick's going to say, but that means there were non-significant omissions. Maybe. But that's not the standard. It's, were there material omissions? Were there material misrepresentations? Were there materially false statements? No. So the elements under Frank's, it's done. Over. So the findings of fact and the memorandum of the court are incorporated by references of the findings of fact. So the order is, The defendant's motion to schedule an evidentiary hearing. Denied. The motion to suppress the firearms and ammunition is denied. But notice, it doesn't say motion to suppress the drugs being found. All other omnibus issues not argued with particularity, otherwise specifically identified to the court as contested at issue in the omnibus hearing, whether included in the written notice or not, are denied, having been waived by the defendant. Wait, that right there, here's the thing. I thought, because I was willing to give the benefit of the doubt here, that Minnesota law allowed you to like, hey, God, my hair looks awful, chat. Should have said something. I thought maybe if he loses this, he goes back and challenges probable cause. That's why I left that out there as an option. No, apparently with Minnesota, the omnibussy, you gotta bust your nut on the omnibussy. He didn't do that. So motion to suppress the search warrant. Motion probable cause. Done. Like they focus like Franks. Oh my God, we gotta get the Frank's motion. Ah! Like, what about the rest of it? No. Oh shit. I guess. Oh, fuck. Oh, I guess we only got the Frank's motion. I mean, you like fucking. You just so goddamn focused on the Frank's motion. You know, like the rest of this goddamn motion here. Fuck are we suppressing? There's nothing in here you really suppress. You don't suppress the drugs being found. You don't argue that you didn't argue that the warrant fails under grounds of probable cause. You directly challenged and only went after the Frank's part in your motions. So you left a bunch of this on the table. You took a knee on half of it. My dude. I mean, somebody fucked up. Somebody dropped the ball. I don't know who did. Like I said, you can look between the motions and there's a completely different style between the motions. So there were two different hands at play here. And I don't know if these hands knew what they were doing really accurately because apparently they missed. It's kind of like an Uzi. When you load an Uzi or a pistol, you can close your eyes and your hands find your hands. That's why, like an Uzi reloading, it's easy because you can reload an Uzi pretty quick. If you don't know what your hands are doing, though, and you're like out here, you get mistakes. So I don't know what the fuck happened, but they completely left everything else out. So that's it. It's all waived. Now, I don't know if that's something you can appeal or not. I assume so. But, whoo, shit. That's not good. As somebody once said, they're not sending their best. Oh. I mean, fuck. The Hindenburg had a better landing than this did. So what does this mean in the meantime? Well, the court administrator shall issue a settlement conference. Aaron's got one of those coming up. I wonder what that's going to be. I guess same thing. The memorandum of the court is incorporated by reference. It was signed by Judge Wenzel. Now, I don't know what Nick's gonna, Barnes. The judge is corrupt. It's all corrupt. It's all a scam. The system's against us. I'm sure that there's gonna be some issues there, but guys, we've been saying this was coming. But let's get to the judge explain to you why he's saying what he's saying, or what he says. Let's get to why he's saying it, because that's actually very interesting. Once again, we are not justifying things for the God. Please justify shit. Judge Wenzel, if you're out there, please justify things. So, the defendant appeared at this omnibus hearing Charge of 3 counts. The defendant challenges the validity of the search warrant and moves for a Frank's hearing. And notice that. This is it. That's all he did. Oh, I think the cop lied. Ah. What about the rest of it? He just lied, Judge. That's all that matters. This is the kill shot. And it's like, he's getting ready to just load up that. It's like he's getting ready to drop the bomb. It's a bombshell full of mouse farts. The defendant also challenged seizure of the firearms during the search warrant's execution. Yep. So the warrant challenges. The defendant argues Pomplin made false statements or recklessly disregarded the truth in the search warrant affidavit. The defendant points to the following support in his contention. Children's Services determined a possible report of child abuse did not fit the definition of abuse or neglect. Okay. Who is messaging me here? Let's see here. Okay, just making sure that wasn't important for me. Not saying whoever just texted me is not important, chat. I'm just... Uh-oh. Oh my gosh. Okay, wow. That's a lot of people texting. All right. No, it's not a shower call. Oh, and by the way, I think we should address this real quick, by the way. Shower calls. Nick, I know you seem to think that the fact I came to you and was like, I was a little worried initially when Montegraph threatened to come after me because, I made that claim that he had made a snuff film and he hadn't. And as I stated here, I came out here and told everybody in the world, I was wrong and Montegraph hadn't done that. I came to you and said, hey, man, number one, I'm going to apologize to Montegraph because I feel like I need to do it. Number one, I think I was wrong. Number two, I wanted to give you a heads up because I don't want to feel like I'm sandbagging your case at all. I'm trying to be nice. Now, using all that, I'm not sure what you think that gives you to hold over me, the fact that I'm willing to admit I was wrong on something. But you know what? I'm just going to, I once again, I know you think you're loading up a bombshell full of the finest RDX, but it's, once again, more mouse farts. So I'm just going to walk up to it and just turn it off. So there we go. Just thought we'd get that out of the way. Speaking of shower texts. So anyways, they point out that Imholt and the defendant no longer in an amicable relationship, and the defendant alleges Pomplin watched the defendant's YouTube video on a third-party channel. Yep, true. So they talk about the Minnesota Constitution and the Fourth Amendment. Yes, the people have the right to be free of unreasonable searches and seizures. And there must be probable cause in order to issue a search warrant. Probable cause exists if the affidavit sets forth competent evidence sufficiently to lead a reasonably prudent person to believe there's a basis for the search. That's how a search warrant works. The search warrant is void and the fruits of the search must be excluded if the application includes intentional or reckless misrepresentations of fact or material to the findings of probable cause. Yes. The two-pronged test under Franks requires that the defendant first show the affiant. I think somebody earlier was going to read it said the affiant, the person who swears out and signs an affidavit as an affiant, made statements that were false or reckless or in reckless disregard of the truth. Secondly, the defendant must prove that these statements were material to the decision to issue the search warrant, meaning that when the erroneous statements are set aside, the remaining contention of the affidavit no longer establishes probable cause for the search. To warrant evidentiary hearing to challenge the validity of the search warrant, the defendant must make allegations of deliberate falsehood or reckless disregard for the truth, accompanied by an offer of proof. Now, once again, you have to offer proof. And if your proof is Mawadabak, well, see, and this is where, because you could have done things like offered affidavits, but here's the problem. If Nick tried to offer an affidavit saying, well, the real video is different than what they offer, it was an altered video. Nick would have committed perjury, so they couldn't do it. That was kind of the point here, and I knew that's why they couldn't do it. Because if Nick comes out and says, listen, Your Honor, it's not right. He's committing fucking perjury at that point because he's lying in an affidavit. And Nick doesn't need a perjury on top of everything else or obstructing justice. And surely his attorney doesn't need to get involved with suborning perjury. So there's a reason why Nick just went, nuh-uh, 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 it's not true. That's not true. That was the entirety of it. That was the entirety of it. But now notice, chat, the one thing I'm actually thrilled about, Franks v. Delaware is actually cited for once in all of these motions for once. Franks v. Delaware is properly cited and not just referred to. Thank you, Lord Jesus. Huh. Now, I hate legal citation, but at least the case has been cited. We've heard it so many times, but you have to cite it. Anyways, the offer of proof should point out specifically the portion of the warrant affidavit that is claimed to be false and should be accompanied by a statement of supporting reasons. Remember, though, here's the problem for Nick. Here's the problem for Nick. He can't support the reasons because he's committing... Nick will commit perjury if he supplied supporting reasons. So that's his problem. Kurt. Sean, woo. Hello, Kurt. Hope you're doing well. Say, I ended up giving Kurt a little call earlier today. Interrupted his lunch appointment he had. And let them know what's going on. So, and Kurt made a very good breakdown earlier. And it was neat seeing them. They got to actually like chop it up together in person. So that was pretty cool. And guys, if you haven't seen Kurt over at Uncivil Law, give him a look. You know, he does quite a bit over there. Does a Thursday Night Thunderdome. Does quite a few things that are going on over that way. Definitely give him a look. Now, let's get back to this. And also, Kurt, I hope you're doing well. You have to have it should be accompanied by a statement of supporting reasons. Remember, why are there no accompanying reasons? Because they'd be committing fucking perjury if they committed those reasons. Now, notice they can argue, it's not true. It's not true, Judge. There's a watermark. They're not lying. There is a watermark. But for them to call it altering, I would argue pushes a bit whether or not that's honest. Is that true and honest? The judge continues, though, no Franks hearing is necessary if there's an absence of evidence that an officer deliberately or recklessly omitted or falsified information material to probable cause determination. In reviewing the proof by the accused, even if the district court finds mischaracterizations, the accused may not necessarily be entitled to a hearing if the mischaracterization was a result of negligence rather than the deliberate or reckless disregard for the truth. So if there's a mischaracterization, well, because oops, I was wrong, that's not enough. It's got to be deliberate and reckless. Remember, chat, it's got to be deliberate and or reckless. Yes, basically, Nick is doing the Vosh argument of, no, in Mexico, they call water agua. So water is not known as water. Now, what do we get to? Nick's first contention is that Pomplin did not state in the search warrant that Children's Services determined that the maltreatment did not meet the definition of child abuse. The information provided in the search warrant case background indicates Sergeant Dave Nestor received a report regarding possible child neglect and controlled substance use. And when we go to the actual search warrant application, what do we see? Oh, there was a reference to receiving a report regarding child neglect and controlled substance use. Because it came from the priest. That goddamn Scandinavian incel prude. How dare he? How dare he report? How dare he report? How dare he? How dare you report on people doing drugs? This statement was used to provide background information and explain the origin of the investigation involving the defendant. And this is something I think needs to be very clear, and I said it before. The pastor came to them and said, hey, shit's going weird with the Rekeitas. And Detective Palmer's like, okay, cool, thanks. We'll take it. We'll take that under advisement. So they called Children's Services. And what did Alicia Sweep say? Yeah, nothing we can do about that right now, but we'll keep a note of it. Detective Palmer's like, all right, cool. I'll go back to doing other detective work. And then he hears about Aaron Imholt talking about having a Still Till Morning show. And he goes, I'm going to look for that. Okay, what's Aaron talking about? This clip. What's his clip? Looks for it. Oh my God, Nick does look like he's doing cocaine. I need to find the original of this. Goes to Nick's site. Not there. Shit, it's taken off. Okay, where can I find it? And I'm sure Detective Pomplin did detective work. Maybe he went on the farms. Who knows? Or maybe somebody gave it to him. We don't really know the answer to that yet. And Detective Pomplin went, oh, here it is. Got it. And he watched the whole thing. Wow, this guy's doing coke. Your Honor, Judge Fisher, we need to talk to you. And what they say? Judge Fisher, we think there's cocaine at the Rekieta house. The Children's Services case gives context and flavoring. As I said before, it sets the stage of how this all happened. Because Detective Palmer can't just go, oh, well, somebody told me Nick Rekeita, spurged out last night on the internet. That doesn't help. You relay the prior information. And as I talked about this with Nate, I said, Nate, humor me on this. Delete all that stuff out about Nick out of the search warrant. Delete this part of the search warrant right here. We're going to delete this part of the search warrant here. We can, the reporter indicated that, so the child neglect, okay. The reporter indicated that 4 people in the church had gone to report neglect to the children. We'll get rid of that. We'll get rid of that part. In fact, you know what? We'll do this here. We're going to do this. We're going to get rid of that. And we'll get rid of this part. Okay. Share screen. We're going to get rid of the child. We're going to get rid of the child parts, okay? Regarding child neglect and child neglect, we're going to remove that. Controlled substance use. We're just going to keep removing it, okay? It was, here we go. It was reported that children had complained about being hungry, not fed. Wearing the same clothes for 3 to 4 days at a time would start to smell. Just delete all this. Look at that. That's Kaneohe County. Oh my God. That's it. That's all the parts about Children's Services. That's literally it, chat. It is background and context for why the cops did what they did. The injustice of this. I mean, look at that. Look at that part. Look at that part. Because the rest of this, it's about Nick being a drunk and sloppy and just falling apart. Not being able to take care of himself. The rest of this is just Nick being a disaster zone. This is the only part of the search warrant affidavit that talks about the kids. Remove it. Can you still do a search warrant with that? Yeah. Yeah, you can. 100% you can. 100% you can do that. Oh, hello, how are you doing? Legal Vices, hello. Was Nick at the freak offs? I don't know, Hella. But guys, this is all Nick's big thing, pissing and shitting his pants about this part. Old Lane said it was unsubstantiated. Well, remember, they said they didn't use unsubstantiated because that would have once again also been a lie. What did they say here? What did they say with the Kaneohe County thing? Where did I find that? Ah, yes, here. This part here, chat. They determined it had been found insufficient. Notice insufficient does not mean unsubstantiated. And once again, they had to say the right things because they didn't want to get in trouble for lying. But getting back to the search warrant here, you remove all the parts about the children. There you go. Move all the parts about the children not being there. What do you got? Still pretty fucking convincing, right? I mean, you'd think the way Nick words it, half the warrant disappears. No. It's just you're telling a story. And you have to provide the full story. Because the judge is going to ask, how did you even know to start looking at Nick or know something is up with Nick? And the detective's going to go, oh, well, there was a children's services issue. And the judge's going to be like, yeah, can you tell me about that? Why is that not in the warrant? So if he left that out, I'd argue that's an omission. Not that an omission helps probable cause, but putting it in is not a problem. So, yeah, I mean, and guys, I apologize. We're bouncing back and forth here, but I hope it's making sense where we're going with this. So there's no mention in the affidavit about any investigation by Children's Services, as Children's Services determination investigation is largely separate and held to a different legal standard than that of law enforcement. Yes. Yes. And once again, just because Children's Services decided not to act doesn't mean the information can't be useful. The police may not act on evidence, but Children's Services could. I mean, would you make the same argument there? No, that'd be insane to argue, well, if the police didn't do anything about it, you can't do anything about it. Well, no, that would be retarded. The crux of the warrant was not the allegation of child maltreatment. It simply provided context for law enforcement to begin the investigation. Yes. Once again, it started off. That's how the story begins. Because you have to tell a story. We are narrative-driven animals. We need a story. You can't just go, hey, Judge, we found a video of Nick doing coke at his house. Give me a warrant. Imagine that paragraph. You know what Judge Fisher's going to say? She's going to say, no, I'm not giving you a warrant based on that. Tell me what happened. How did you come to this conclusion? Oh, well, the pastor from the church came down. She's like, oh, yes, the prudest of the Scandies. Well, he came down and said there was something wrong with the family. Oh, okay, well, tell me more. So that's why it was important. The statements or lack thereof regarding the investigation is immaterial to the search warrant, and therefore it does not amount to a deliberate falsehood, nor is it made with reckless disregard for the truth. The statements or lack thereof regarding, I'm sorry, we already got that part. Nick then next argues Pomplin misrepresented the relationship between Aaron and Nick. Well, the relationship that we now know was part of this sex-fueled polycule where they were sharing nudes with each other, but there were totally nothing else going on there. Once again, another brilliant move. The affidavit states, throughout Imholt's blog, it is apparent that they and the Rekeitas were friends and may have had a recent falling out. Nick asserts that the relationship is deteriorated beyond a mere falling out, and that by failing to include disparaging comments made by Imholt on his videos about Nick, Pomplin made a misrepresentation. The affidavit further explains that Aaron posted a video where he speaks out about Nick and insinuated drug use. That's a pretty severe statement, saying, you're using coke. You use coke around my kids. However, Pomplin also included information that Aaron admitted to recent drug use, which is essential information for the reviewing judge to determine veracity. And once again, I mean, yes, was this part of your master plan, Nick? That well, Judge, look how bad it was. There was revenge porn. He had naked pictures of my wife. I totally don't know how he got those. But there you go. There you go. How does that work? It's not the plan. It's not the plan, man. The case background provides sufficient information to provide context of the relationship between Nick and Aaron, the veracity of Aaron's statements, and provides accurate information about Aaron's video. The information provided by Detective Pomplin about Nick and Aaron doesn't amount to misrepresentation. It accurately describes their relationship and includes information necessary to determine the veracity of any statements. Importantly, the information in Aaron's video is not the sole basis of the search warrant, and certain statements of Nick's drug use were corroborated by the detective's own observations of Nick's video with powders on his nose, consistent with illegal controlled substances, and behavior consistent with being under the influence. And that was another point. Nick did it all himself. Nick did all the heavy lifting. Even if Aaron didn't have his statements there, and Aaron just said, oh, Nick's doing coke, and he says, I'm not. But he shows a clip of Nick with coke all over his face. You know, yes. Yes. Aaron's statements were corroborated. Aaron also made statements against his own interest. I've been doing drugs. You wouldn't say that unless it were true. You wouldn't go online and admit to doing illegal shit or doing illegal shit if that wasn't your intention and you wanted it to be truthful. I mean, there's no, like, you wouldn't do that. That is an actual evidence rule. It's a hearsay exception also. Keep the Faith says he also said where the coke was. Yes. Mm-hmm. The defendant's final claim is that Pomplin did not view the defendant's original May 21st video, the one Nick hid away, because nothing says, like, you know, the big brain move, like, you know, obscuring evidence. And the issue is he didn't watch it from Nick's channel, but rather watched a video from a third-party channel that reposted the defendant's video and didn't watch the video in its entirety. The search warrant states, your affiant, oh my God, I do love the judge for this, because that is how I do quotes as well. That's the fancy way of showing that you didn't forget to capitalize a word. That's your way of showing that this is taken out of a longer sentence, and a longer statement. So I appreciate that. That's sexy. The affiant was able to review the video that was taken off the defendant's YouTube and Rumble social media sites. Oh, I'm not. Okay, there we go. Sorry, chat. So I was talking about right here, this little your. The affiant was able to review the video that was taken off the defendant's YouTube and Rumble social media sites. The video is from 5/21/2024. Pomplin notes that the defendant appears to be drinking an alcoholic beverage, and later in the video appears with a white powder in his nose and behavior indicative of controlled substance use. The case background states the entire video is 4 hours and 4 minutes and 4 seconds long. At approximately, and this is the correct thing here, but 2:46 into the video, the defendant leaves to use the restroom. When he returns at 2:50:40, he appears to be making a excited look and has white powdery substance on his nose. Pomplin also notes that during the YouTube video, the defendant has to close one eye to read the screen, rambles, and slurs his speech. The above timestamps described by Pomplin are consistent with the video uploaded by the state. Based upon the court's review of the video, Pomplin's descriptions are accurate representations of the defendant during the video. Now, this the court brings up. And this is actually interesting here. The video was provided by the state was without sound. Both parties confirmed without further explanation the video was without sound. So the judge kind of said, like, why is there no sound here? And they're like, because. And Nick and his attorney went like, yeah. So the judge's like, all right, fuck it. I'll work with it. It's unclear if Pomplin reviewed the video from Nick's YouTube channel or from a third-party channel. The state noted that the full video from Nick's YouTube channel was disclosed to the defendant on July 3rd. Mm-hmm. And that's the other part of this too. Like, they knew they had this, they're sitting there screaming about, it's the PowerPoint video. It's like, and the watermarks. You had an unwatermarked video. Oh, somebody's saying, why would you bracket the approximately? You bracket the A in approximately because you're starting that quote there, and that's not the beginning of the sentence. So that's how you show that. Even if the video of the defendant was a copy taken from a third-party posting, there is no suggesting the content itself was doctored, clipped, altered, or otherwise changed. Womp, 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 womp. But remember, Nick's kind of stuck. Remember, chat, because if he goes around screaming, oh, it was clipped, or they did compression, or they did any other kinds of things to it, that would be perjury. He would be lying. So all he can do is point out all this little retarded shit. Maybe it's at that quotation mark. No, the quotation mark is just quote unquote. But if you have if you're like, you have a sentence, but I'm quoting part of your sentence, I'm only quoting part of what you said. Well, I don't need to quote the whole thing if it's not relevant. You're talking about a different subject. So no, quotes don't mean you can quote parts of a statement. SB Sellers is also, why didn't he provide the original? Well, because Nick would probably get caught for like making a bullshit frivolous motion, and you can't do that. You can't do that. And his attorney was like, I ain't fucking doing that. This is sketchy enough as is. And yeah. I don't know what to say, guys. I don't know what to say. The defendant also argues Pomplin did not watch the entire May 21st video and only watched a 1-minute clip contained on a PowerPoint. The PowerPoint clip contained in Exhibit 2 shows the defendant's video is 4 hours, 4 minutes, and 4 seconds long. When that image is cross-referenced to the full video in Exhibit 10, the same image appears at the corresponding timestamp. Oh, no. Oh, boy. This would be really embarrassing, like, if I tried to peddle this shit and the judge is like, no, literally, I figured it out in 20 fucking seconds. Exhibit 4 is an image purportedly taken from the clip in the PowerPoint file. When the image of Exhibit 4 is cross-referenced to the full video Exhibit 10, the same image appears at the corresponding timestamp. There is no evidence that the images of Exhibits 2 and 4 are an inaccurate depiction of the May 21st video. Most notably, Pomplin asserts in the affidavit that he watched the entirety of the May 21st video that was disclosed to the defendant and provided to the court. Churgon Scorehammer says the funny part is Meme did this on his stream, so I'm pretty sure Nick threw a Hail Mary and lost. Yeah, here's the thing, though. The judge is... I think Nick thought the judge was, like, mentally retarded. No, the judge is going to be like, okay, you're making all these arguments. I'm going to look at them. Oh, no, this is fucking stupid. Denied. So, yeah, maybe he saw a meme. I don't know. But, yeah, no, this is what any reasonable judge would have done. So, yes, the judge is saying there is no proof these are inaccurate. You have offered nothing to claim that. Your alteration really isn't an alteration. The court does acknowledge, and this is one part I do like, and I thought this is very good. The court does acknowledge that using social media as a support for a warrant is somewhat unusual, and caution must be used to ensure that an altered video parody are not used as support for the warrant. True. In this case, there's no indication that Pomplin did not watch the May 21st video, nor is there any evidence the video is altered a parody or otherwise inaccurate. That's true. Once again, Nick, you had the opportunity to show, but you couldn't because you commit perjury if you tried. So, yeah. There's insufficient evidence to show that Pomplin made statements or omissions in the search warrant that were false or reckless in disregard of the truth, and that they were material to the probable cause determination. Therefore, a Frank's hearing is not required. I mean, there you go, chat. Now, the seizure of the firearms. A warrant may be issued to search a particular place when there's probable cause to believe the crime has been committed and that evidence of the crime will be found at the place to be searched. Pretty correct. Remember, particular place. A search warrant pursuant to a warrant may not exceed the scope of that warrant. The test for determining whether a search has exceeded the scope of the warrant is one of reasonableness. And that's Illinois v. Gates, chat. And remember, this is one of those watershed cases where it changed the standards for search warrants. The previous ones had a higher standard. So Illinois v. Gates is one of those ones that the Fourth Amendment gets really shredded up. In determining the conduct of the officers executing a search warrant pursuant to the warrant was reasonable, this court must look at the totality of the circumstances. Under certain circumstances, items not named in the search warrant may properly be seized. He forgot to italicize there, but we all do that once in a while. But like I said, I love the I'd rather italicize than underline. I think it looks cleaner. Where an officer lawfully executing a search warrant authorizes the seizure of certain items, inadvertently comes across other items whose incriminating nature is immediately apparent, the plain view exception applies. Once again, I forgot italicizing, citing Coolidge v. New Hampshire. Here, the search warrant provided the police were entitled to search the premises for drugs and drug paraphernalia. So, law enforcement officers had a valid warrant searched the items described in the warrant. Therefore, under the general rule regarding the permissible scope of valid premise search warrants, the officers were authorized to search all areas of the defendant's residence where one could find those named controlled substance items, including any containers that conceal such items. And now think about it, chat. We talked about this before. It's the whole idea. Nate does the elephant in the suitcase thing. Where can you hide an elephant? Okay, well, that's where you're allowed to search. Or think about it this way. Where could I hide this? Oh, God, that doesn't show up very well on here. This highlighter. Where could I hide this highlighter? I can hide a lot of fucking places in your house. Think about in your house. Where could you put this? Like every drawer? You could put it in all kinds of places. So then I would be like, if I'm looking for this specific thing, you know, you could find it in gun safes and gun locks everywhere. And guess what? They searched everywhere. During the course of searching for the items named in the warrant, firearms and ammunition were discovered in areas where drugs could be kept during the search. And remember, they found drugs in a safe. So you could search the other safes too. That also makes sense. The evidence of controlled substance was also found during the execution of the search warrant, namely controlled substances and paraphernalia field testing positive for cocaine, which allowed for the immediate seizure and possession of the firearms and ammunition as evidence for possession of firearms by user controlled substances. And that was the point I've made also, chat. These became contraband items. Once you knew there were drugs, well, automatically these guns are now illegal. So, yeah. It was lawful. The seizure was lawful. The defendant's motion to suppress that evidence is respectfully denied. Notice, he only is suppressing that. He didn't suppress the other stuff. And then the probable cause challenge. Now, we're gonna go back to what Nick's brief said. here, and this is interesting because this is where I think Nick and Frank they kind of dropped the ball here. The defendant, pursuant to the state's suggestion, and I don't think the state suggested this, they don't wish to turn this into a general probable cause dismissal. We therefore join the state's suggestion that an additional briefing schedule should be set by the court. And that's not what the state said. The state said, if you want us to address these other issues, we'll be happy to later. The state didn't demand that. And they punted, basically, because the judge comes back and says the defendant made a vague passing reference to a probable cause challenge at page 8 of his reply memorandum filed on September 6th. Well, if we go back, page 8, uh-oh. Uh-oh, and yeah. And what else are they looking for? They want to schedule an evidentiary hearing pursuant to Frank's and grant all relief sought in the defendant's motion. Well, all they really were looking for is Frank's. Well, that makes it easy for the judge. He says, this probable cause challenge is untimely and was not properly noticed or raised at the hearing. So as the judge said, you forfeit that. It's done. It's over. Although I think it's funny, Stephen J. Wetzel. I can't wait for Bart to go, and look, Bart's going to be like, look. Even his abbreviations are SJW. Even the abbreviations are SJW. There you go. It's SJW. I mean, that's it, chat. That's it. This is crashing and burning right here, chat. This is just crashing and burning. Like I said, we talked about this before. I'm not surprised this happened. None of you are either, so yeah. All right, so Garrett says, I can't wait for Viva to make a video saying Barnes is wrong. Oh, wait, he'll never do that. Well, like I said, if you guys go back to the beginning, we got a whole discussion about that. So what happens next? The judge is going to look at Nick and his attorney and say, are we going to trial or are you guys pleading out? That's it. That's the next stop. No more motions. Now, Nick could try to appeal this. I'm certain he has the right to. Will the judge grant this and certify it as an interlocutory? Probably not, and I doubt the Court of Appeals is going to take it. So, yeah, Nick's fucked. This is it. It's fuck or walk time. And I don't know what Nick's going to do. I mean, is Nick going to prostrate himself at the feet of the government in the finest definition of a 90s faggot? Or is he going to hold them to their burden? I don't know. Practic Monk says Nick's got no more options. He tried to run a trick play. It didn't work. And in the meantime, he fumbled the football. And he lost a lot of ground. And now it's 4th and 35. Because he forgot to challenge other things and raise other things. So, yeah, that's it. Oh, Young says, please explain that analogy, the 90s one. Oh, I mean, well, Nick said, people prostrate themselves at the feet of the government in the finest definition of a 90s faggot. trying to lick the leather on boots. So I don't think Nick will plea because that would be prostrating yourself to fear the government. So yeah. So what's next? The settlement conference. As the court said, we are setting a settlement conference, and it's going to be up to Nick to decide what he wants to do. And here it is. Number 4, setting a scheduled settlement conference. Yeah, I don't know. So we will see. We will see what happens there. And there's we got a lot of super chat stuff to take care of here, chat. So we're going to get on those right now. If you guys have other questions, put them down there. I'll try to catch them. Just Joyce says, how long does Nick have to decide? I don't know. I don't know how fast the clock's ticking. I'm assuming the court administrator is going to schedule something pretty quick. This judge is not going to want to dilly-dally. Lioness says, can he... This, I'm a little confused by what you're asking here. Here, where is this? Oh, here. Can he file a nunc-pro-tunc? Yeah, Nate says this is so over. It is. It is. It's over, but, you know. There are also Japanese guys who held out until they got burned with a flamethrower, so. So you guys are asking, what's a settlement conference? A settlement conference is basically, I assume that's, do we have a settlement to the case? Will the case be settled? Will there be a plea? Is there a resolution? That's what it sounds like to me. Now somebody asked a question here. Where is... Oh yeah, Lioness 59. I can't find it here in trying to find it here. You said, will Nick file a nunc-pro-tunc to deal with the late filing? And that's not an issue. Are you talking about when he filed it on the 6th? The way it works generally when you deal with electronic filing in federal court, it's filed on that day as long as you file it sometime during the day. Like 11:59 filed counts for that day. I'm assuming Minnesota's rules allow for that too, or just nobody cared. Sometimes if the rules are broken and somebody's late by a little bit, nobody gives a shit. Maybe there was prior discussion that allowed it late, or maybe under Minnesota's rules, if you file it at 8 o'clock at night on a Friday, it counts as being filed on Friday. Typically with electronic filing, that's how it's registered. So that's a normal way of addressing it. So there needs to be it wouldn't be a nunc-pro-tunc anyway. If you file something late, you generally ask for the court to accept it instanter. A motion to accept instanter. Like, if you're a garden ad litem in a case and you forget to get your report in a week early, as directed by rules of juvenile procedure, which, some people do that once in a while. You file, and it's day 6 instead of day 7. You file a motion instanter. Or any number of things. You'll file a motion instanter to say, like, hey, judge, please be cool with this. So I hope that answers that question. If I'm not answering them, guys, please let me know. I'll try to do the best I can there. All right, Gemma is a new member. Thank you, Gemma. Vodka Blood for 9 months. Member 9 months says, if this goes to trial, will you, Josh, and PPP all go in person? Well, if there's a trial, yeah, we're gonna do we'll do it live from Stoney's. That'll be the forward operating base. That will be our fob. Unknown Hero for $2 says they find nearly as much coke at P. Diddy's. Probably. They probably found even more. Suki with the good coochie. Audrey. Became a member. Thank you. Fair Frozen 55 says superb choice of music, weeb. Thank you. I thought some people would like that. Amateur iconoclast is speaking of grifting for cash. Here you go. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Quinn for $4.99 says, I'm triggered by how much more effort Rekieta's judge put into dismissing his motion than Gullis put in anything in Richard Allen's case. Yeah, that is true. A lolcow criminal case got far more scrutiny than a man accused of murdering two girls in a cold case, which he clearly did not do. Or even if you believe he did it, there's not a probable cause or reasonable doubt to not beyond reasonable doubt that he did it. I know you guys here don't care, the 2,000 of you, but Richard Allen truly is a travesty. If you think Karen Reed was bad, Richard Allen's 1,000 times worse. The man's being railroaded. McKay 14 became a member. Thank you. Tony Panther says, is Barnes going to retire now? Lol. No, he'll just move on and forget about this. Nick who? Huh? Never heard of Rekieta. I don't know. Never heard of him. Garrett Pace for 15 months says, I should be drinking raw milk like the winner of the Indy 500. Yes, with Aretha Roses. Nico says, it's Oktoberfest, Sean. Got your lederhosen ready. That would take a lot of later to make that hosen. And how many subs do we need to get you to share a pic of you and said lederhosen? A lot. Nice podcast, stupid, says, the Cokefield Rekieta polycule parties at Hedonism 2. Yes. Crass Cat for $6.99 in Canadian dollars. Almost seven loonies and 3.5 toonies. Saying if the dog was always in the bathroom, can they be charged with animal cruelty as well? I mean, possibly, but I assume they took the dog out once in a while. I hope to God they did. Uncle Andy says Rekieta is going to prison. LOL. See, he's not. And I know a lot of people think that's funny. Like, oh, Nick going to prison and yeah, getting like pounded out by a bunch of black guys and, you know, whatever, all that. He's not going to go. And number one, that's the reality of it. But number two, like, prison's not fun. It's not funny. You know, I don't think he deserves to go to prison. Prison's a really fucked up place. And on top of that, just, you know, we have enough people in prison as is. You know, as I said before multiple times, as a judge explained to me, people go to prison because we fear them. It shouldn't be because we hate them. So Karen says Barnes will win this on an appeal. I know, he's getting ready to write it now. A duck says pizza day. It's not pizza day yet. It's not Friday. Mirth Logic says, what's his next mastermind move? I don't know. Nice podcast, stupid. Is saying Rekieta thought he could do the Chewbacca defense. I mean, maybe. I'm Feasing says Ohio is ghetto as fuck. Some places it is. That's the point. Don't ever come here. None of you ever move here. No one ever move here. Yeah, see? People from California don't come to Ohio. So, you know, laugh all you want. Jack Tarlad says Rekieta maxing. Yes. KMW, member for 1 month, says, can he try to strike this for copyright reasons? I fucking dare him. I fucking dare him. Malcolm Combs for $5 says, I wonder if he's stuffing himself with a rake because he likes hedonism. Scarebro says, so how much has Nick hosed our wife's case? Well, I mean, he told the police right off the bat, it's mine and my wife's bedroom. We're the only ones that have access to it, trying to protect April, you know, from being the Coco. She's just a friend. So he threw his wife under the bus already, which, you know, brilliant. Monreza says, you look a gay Chungus Indiana Jones, Sean. Well, thank you. I try. Scarebro says, Nick will find the ancient grimoire that contains the ancient Atlantean that will banish Fisher, Sweet, Pumplin, and Wenzel to the Shadow Realm. Yes. Stardust Crusader says, think we'll see a Cope and Sneed stream from Nick? I mean, maybe. I don't know. Hella is saying, and how are you doing, Hella? Guys, remember, Hearsay for Days every Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern. And saying, was Nick at the Freak-Offs? I don't know. They might have thrown him out. Then been like the ball. Even P. Diddy been like the ball too much. Pirate Tomsky says Nick's next move, sovereign citizen. Maybe. Divining Rat says nobody's cutting blow with Fent. You're not get here. Well, I'm not trusting the guy selling me coke not to do that. And it's not like Nick's buying wholesale. He's not buying keys of it wholesale from the guy smuggling it in. So it's anybody else lower in the distribution chain. I am highly worried that there's going to be fentanyl or all kinds of nasty shit in there. So I wouldn't trust it. Pirate Tomsky for £5 sterling. The King Sterling. And he says the defendant also read the same super chat 15 times in a row, specifically stating, Anime Copus Need says, yes. Foley says, Sean, stop confusing people with the proper way of doing things. I'm sorry. Stop Must Be for $10 says, Judge. The detective only watched 4 hours and 4 minutes and not the last 4 seconds. He lied. And you lied, Judge. Ah! Yes. I think that's next going to be a response. Divining Rod says people think 28 grams is baseball size. It's like 5 sugar cubes. Yeah, but that's a shitload of coke. That's a shitload of coke, especially for Hee Hawville, Minnesota. I guarantee you that's a lot of coke. Yes, it's not like 28 grams of meth, which that's a lot of meth. Scarebro says, I don't know, Sean. Nick told me judges were too incompetent and dripping liquor from their bodies to defend the Articles of Confederation. I know. Tridio for $2 says Frank's motion. Is that some kind of sandwich making option? I don't know. Oh my God. Let's see here. All right, hold on, guys. Sorry, I was trying to catch up here on some things. Fatty Caddy says Nick treated the judge like a child and it backfired. I am shocked. I don't know. C says the states don't care about Bruin. A lot of the federal courts don't care about Bruin either. Maybe one day they will. Derber says, when will next hearings be? We don't know yet. It has not been set. Strange says he tried to slide in a way to appeal later. Yeah, but I don't think it's going to work. I don't really see how this is going to, he's not going to get an appeal. And the appeals courts are going to uphold this. There's nothing wrong with this ruling. It's not an abuse of discretion. It's not contrary to law. So. Nate the lawyer. Nate, how you doing, buddy? Hope you're doing well today, man. It's been a hell of a day. Guys, Nate the lawyer always doing good stuff out there. Says, Barnes says the Supreme Court will be heard and Nick will win. Also, the government can't tell you what coke my kid could test positive for. That's true. And kids could take care of themselves. And it's those goddamn Kiwi farmers. They make you take cocaine. That's why this happens. Anyways, Nate, I hope you're doing well, man. And hope you're enjoying your night. Ag says, has Nick pissed off the state enough of his words to not get a plea? No, he's still going to get a plea. Number one, the state, yeah, they can go to trial, but it's a waste of fucking time. Like, I've had prosecutors make me an offer saying, look, I have way too, I had a prosecutor once come to me and said, look, I'm making you a really good deal. He's like, I've got 2 murder cases coming up. I don't have time for your guys' dumb shit. Here's a deal. Will he take it? And I went and talked to my guy, and my guy's like, hell yeah, we'll take it. So in this case, I'm like, I don't think they want to deal with it. It's going to be a fucking clown show. Nick's going to be there. He's probably going to want to take the stand at some point. You're going to have Aaron come in. It's going to be a circus. It's going to be a circus. I mean, they don't want to have to deal with it. They're going to have Ralph, and they're going to have some fat retard like me in there too. No, they don't want any of this nonsense. No, they're going to offer a plea anyway, but I would argue probably because without knowing Kristen Pierce and them, I presume they act ethically. And that, they should be seeking to resolve matters. And is there a way we can resolve this? Would he be willing to plea out and get into some treatment and diversion and work on himself? That's ultimately what the system wants, is rehabilitation of people. Well, then let's rehabilitate them. So no, I presume they're not pieces of shit, and I assume they're going to try to work with Nick on something. Yes. This is Jover. It's Jover, chat. I'm Feasing says, does anyone know if the prosecutor offered some deal? If I was her, I wouldn't. I mean, there are some prosecutors that say, if you file these motions, I'm withdrawing deals. I don't think so in this case. I'm betting there's still a deal available. And yeah, I know some of you guys wouldn't do it, but it's how would you treat anybody else? That's how you have to be. Everybody should be treated fairly and equally. Nightrem 10 for $20. Thank you. Is saying Nick knocked his defense out cold. Pretty much. Yeah. I mean, he kind of raked himself pretty hard there, which, yeah, it's not good. Alex gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, Alex. Thank you for your support and your generosity. I truly appreciate it. The McKinley, it's good to see you. It's been a little while. For $19.99. Thank you. It says, miss you, just looking for UFO videos before bed, and I see you're on. Well, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Nicholas Kreuzer says, I can't do it. All this energy calling me back where it comes from. It's such a crude attitude. Back where it belongs. Yeah. Thank you, Nick. I'm glad you did that as your free one. Oh, thank you. Oh, Ammo's Currency says, why would anybody want to live with snow Haitians? Not sure. Rob Ford 77777. He says, I assume there's no opportunity for an interlocutory appeal by Nick on any of the challenges that were denied today. He could probably ask for one, but the court will not probably certify it as an interlocutory appeal, meaning the court won't give him permission to go up there. So Nick's going to have to do it on his own. And the court up there is probably going to be like, yeah, we ain't doing this till your case is over. So, which means if he pleads out, he might not be able to retain his right to appeal. I don't know if Minnesota allows that. There are some situations where you can enter pleas and retain rights to challenge some things. So who knows? Jonathan says, will the court hold the Baldo key during probation? Yes. His Baldo's going to be in possession of the probation department until everything's over. Garfield's Bizarre Adventure says, panic at the Baldo bunker. Cope stream soon. Maybe. JP says, yes, the last 4 seconds we didn't watch was Nick saying, and scene. It was a play he was rehearsing all along. Yes. Death of a Colombian salesman is what he was trying to do. Oh God, this thing that did not catch up. Bring back Rob Ford. Well, you're going to need the Necronomicon for that. So you guys don't know who he is. The former mayor of Toronto. He was doing coke and all kinds of, did like crack and speed and everything. He was a crazy guy. So JL says, what lawyer advice would you give to Nick right now? You should be seeking out a plea, man. You really should be seeking out a plea, and it's not going to get any better. Trial is a fool's errand here. You really want to go to trial? Like, you're going to get smoked. Smug Sheep says Sean only goes to the source. Thank you. Earl Ward says, how would you even know? What, that I know coke is cut with a lot of shit? Because when my clients get caught with it, it gets tested. Or they're like, I was doing coke and I OD'd and they had to give me Narcan. kind of putting two and two together, there was fent and then the coke. So, I mean, obviously I'm not trying it, but you can tell. Gemma says, how did you see his rehab stream? No, I did not. Like I said, doing like IOP, intensive outpatient programming group, is a great way to get started. Seems like Nick is, Nick, like, regardless of how you feel, he has started his recovery journey. Like, he actually went. And that's something not everybody does. Now, for Nick, I don't know where his travel goes, but I hope he completes it at some point. And hope he realizes he does need help and he does need to work on things, and that these groups and organizations are there to help. So we'll see one day if he takes advantage of it. Meatwad says, but Nick's attorney is a magician, Sean. Yes. I mean, that's the thing. Nick's like, I've been poring over all these documents and really reading them. It's like, they're not going to change. Nothing's going to change. This isn't like Warhammer where you're going through the library in the chapter fortress trying to find some ancient text. No, it is what it is. Gemma says, went to rehab. He's fixed now. See Alyssa clips. Yeah, well, he didn't really go to rehab. He went to like outpatient group treatment. Like, yeah. Johan Naxo says, doing weirded harm at the sodomy barns. I thought he was trying to do try to be Haitian there. Doing marital harm at the sodomy barns. And Scarecrow says, I mean, how much is this Frank's motion hose our wife's upcoming omnibus and arguments? I mean, the judge, I mean, it should be in front of, I mean, the judge is probably going to argue the same fucking points. Like, the other judge, it's Judge Fisher, I think, has got hers, right? Although you think they'd have the same judge. It doesn't make any sense that they don't. Because, yeah, if the judge had the same thing, he could adopt other stuff. But, yeah, the same arguments are going to get cited by the judges here. Seekaloder for 5 Singaporean dollars says, heard of the British colonial term pass motion, meaning take a dump. When I hear the words pass Frank's motion, I think of Frank taking a dump. And Sweet Tooth Fairy's been a member for 17 months. Thank you for being here. I appreciate the support like that. It's humbling seeing numbers like that. How strict is a bar with cases like this? Well, I mean, yeah, if you end up pleading out to drug charges, yeah, that the bar is going to take notice. They're going to want you to like prove you're clean, show you're clean if you want to keep your license. If you get a felony, yeah, they really get involved. So yeah, they will notice once it happens. Scarebrow's been a member for 1 month, says, sure Nick don't want jail. He can't afford Hito too now. I mean, as much as it's a funny joke, yeah, I don't think he wants to go to jail. Nick Naylor says, is there a chance the grounds of a plea block him from doing YouTube? I mean, that's going to be tough because that's his primary source of income. He is a streamer. And, I don't think so. I think there'd be a prior restraint there because it's not like, if it was a child sex related crime or sex related crime, they can regulate your internet. You have to register it, you have to provide your probation department all your passwords, every website you're on, where you go, what you do. Sometimes you're banned from touching computers. In Nick's case, I don't see how that helps because that's not the issue. His crime's drug related, so not computer related. And like there were points where back in the day, people were hacking using touch-tone phones. Like you're not allowed to use a touch-tone phone because you can start freaking them out and shit. So no, Nick's not going to get stopped from that. Froth Media says banned like zero. Cool. You get that joke. Or that reference. Stabby says he got his drugs on the Silk Road. I don't know how you would do that. That is not anymore. That'd be dumb going there trying to get it. He'll be banned from touching Baldos. Oh, that would be, you can't do that to him, chat. That would be beyond the pale. That would be beyond the pale. Oh, Jim Tuner says this is all fake news. The judge has been arrested and Sean will join him in prison soon. Yes, stalker children. We're all getting arrested. We're all going to be stuck in a jail cell together. Me, Wenzel, Alicia Sweet, Pomplin, Judge Fisher. All the Scandinavian prudes. They're going to basically take that whole church and dump us in there. And then Aaron, he's going to get thrown in too. So we're going to be in our own little unique prison. Group therapy at Denny's. Yeah. Yes. 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 And Malcolm X for $7.99 in Australian dollary doodles says a Pumplin illegally downloaded Nick's stream without permission doesn't make this a copyright issue. Yes, that's it. That's it. Jim says, just you wait. I'll be arrested along with that judge. Oh, I can't wait. Nick and Barnes and Nick and Viva show up at my door at the citizen's arrest. That'll be something. Pyramid 7, what's the deal with the judge offing himself in New York? I don't know about that. I just know the judge of Kentucky getting killed. Like, did he walk into court and like, oh, wow. Oh, so this is okay. It's kind of, we're gonna look at this real quick, chat, just because of the headline. On the base scale, it's kind of based. A former judge and former prosecutor kills himself after shootout with the FBI agents who arrived to arrest him on corruption charges. Well, I guess, I mean, I'm a little disappointed. He initially was like, I want to know how many federal agents it's going to take to kill me. Well, once they started introducing the requisite number of federal agents, it looks like he then just decided, no, I'm going to do it myself, which I'm like, no, come on. If you're gonna like do the experiment the whole way through. Yeah, whatever you do, chat, don't use Tor to buy drugs. Mike Alpha says, do you think he has to name his dealer? I don't know, and I'm not sure I'd want to name a dealer, because if I'm moving that much drugs, that guy might come fucking find me. And right now you can't have guns, so. Jim Felt, yes. Chief Felt, I forgot about him. Fighting cancer for $9.99. If you really are fighting cancer, my hat's off to you, and good luck, man. Says, thoughts on Nate the lawyer, another bald lawyer who just streamed now. You mean Kurt? I was interested, but it lost me asking me, Nick's away, Fred, we are good. After what his kids have been through and his ego, how? They're still, what, you're allowed to say, like, yeah, Nick's my friend. Not like, are Nick and I friends? Certainly, probably not anymore, but I still want the best for him. I don't want to see him like in a gutter. I don't want to see him hurt. I don't want to see his family hurt any more than they already have. You know, like I've said it before. I'd love to see like 2-3 years down the road, they're like as back together as like it never even happened as much as possible as you can make that happen. I'm not going to lie. I wouldn't mind seeing that for him. I hope it happens. I hope it truly happens. So, but people all have those opinions. That's how it works. Agbao Kevin says, so Nick's 5K GIF is going to be a while still. Well, yeah, that's... The 5K GIF was the suspense and the memes. Scarebird says, the only bar I passed was a salad bar. See? Now that's a funny joke. That's a funny joke. Nick, you can write that one down and use it. We'll chuckle at it. So... Yes, I'll be slicing the garlic with a razor blade. Put too many onions in it. Oh, I know. We'll have lobster in jail. Listen to Bobby Darin. Kara says, is Nick at a DMCA the entire court case now? I can see that. How does this affect Kayla and April's cases? Well, Kayla's fucked because the exact same warrant, you know, all the facts, toast. You know, April's toast. I think, like, what are they going to do? It's not like one of these judges is like a raving lunatic where it's like, I'm just letting people free for the hell of it. Like, they're all fucked. These judges are all going to probably cite the same things. Even without intentionally doing it, they probably all recite the same law because this is basic bitch shit. So they're all toast. They're all toast on a cracker. Let's see here. Oh, the judge seeing a dirt on Hillary. Yeah, well, maybe. Bella says we'll be getting collect calls. Yeah, that'll be. Don't accept collect calls from jail chat. Zibik saying trying to do a citizen's arrest on someone's private property in Ohio is as smart as a white man yelling, yeah, we're in Compton in the hood. Or well, are there really non-hood parts of Compton? But yes, that like I said, that would be fun because I'd get the GoPro on and like I'd answer the door with a stick. So, can Kayla get an appeal and claim ineffective lawyer with Nick originally being her lawyer? You mean at that? Well, because it was really just for the bond hearing? No. Now, I'm still am mortified that Kayla spent how many months on her own without an attorney. Like, that was not necessary there. Because I have a feeling Kayla's attorney wouldn't have churned up this dog shit legal theory. She probably would have tried something else. Don't know, though. Ghostball says, couldn't Nick take the blame for the cocaine so his wife doesn't get in trouble? Like, couldn't he be a man? No. I mean, he could try, but nobody's going to believe that. It's like out and all over the fucking bedroom. Is Kayla just going to be like, yeah, I just sit here and watch Star Trek and not do any fucking thing else. And him and April are just sitting there fucking snorting coke. No, it doesn't work like that. You can't there's, she's like, I look over once in a while. It's like, oh, they're doing coke and fucking each other. That's so cute. Back to Deep Space Nine. No, it doesn't work that way. Like, it's in the house. It's your possessions. No, you're presumed to have, it's not going to work that way. Now, if Nick and April had gone to like the house with the murder bathroom, like the real Baldo bunker, because part of it's built underground, and they had done it all over there, then yeah, Kayla would have some plausible deniability saying, I don't ever go over there. But you can't. It's in like literally your room. So, no, she's toast. She's toast. Yeah, SJW is handling it all. Philip Martin says the stick you answer the door with a boomstick. It might be. I don't normally talk about my defense posture too much here at the Martinistan compound. But yes, at the hacienda. But yes, there are security measures. PPP just posted on Kino Cathedral about Nick. Man, him and Worski they're taking they went on holiday and it's like, oh, I can't wait for Casino Tolerator and Medicare Masochist to show back up. JPL recused and passed all the Baldwin cases to SJW. Well, if that's the case, then yeah, he's going to do all the same things. They're completely fucked at that point. Just, it's like those Taliban guys on a moped getting hit with a J-Dam. There ain't nothing left. Baranch says, Kayla's criminal attorney is a divorce attorney. Well, she does both. She does family law and divorce law and criminal stuff, and I do both. If you want to get divorced and you're in Northeast Ohio, I'll help you with that. But also, you get caught murdering your wife, I'll help you with that too. It's actually not uncommon. That's a very, very common thing you do both. It's not really that, like, it's not that big a deal. Ghostball says, can you talk about the worst client you ever had in general terms that don't violate confidentiality? No, because I feel like I don't think I could be that vague. And number one in that regard. Number two, I don't think it'd be fair to them. I don't try to talk about things that aren't already out there, like the toe sucker. I can talk about that because that's on the news. It's out there. It's public record. But otherwise, no, I don't generally like to talk out of school about people. And I'm not saying it to make fun of you, but I do truly take the idea of confidentiality very seriously. And that even when you guys message me about things in confidence, I don't spill them. It's not how I roll. Nico says Deep Space Nine is the best Star Trek. Is that the one with the black guy who's in charge, or which one is that? I don't know. Never trust a girl named after a month. Well, yeah. Star Trek is just communism in space. Mike says Kayla should just claim she stopped sleeping in that room ever since the follicle went south. It ain't gonna work. Like, she's gonna need everybody to say that. I don't think it's gonna work. I don't think that's gonna work. And I'm betting the kids are like, no, mommy and daddy and our other bonus mommy go in there all the time. The toe can't stop winning. Aaron's just sitting there racking dubs up, just sitting on the sideline. So Moonchild Pink says, hi, Sean, and hi, chat. Well, hello. Porcelain said, I got a loaded Sherman in the garage. I wish I did. Brent says, your dogs are not security. No, they're a tripwire. They're an alarm. Don't worry. When something happens, it'll kick off. It'll be epic. Well, if I can, I'll live stream the aftermath. PPP to no shirt videos. Step up your game. Yeah, we ain't doing that. Not in a million years. Scarebro says for $9.99. I know you hate speculating, but how has the ruling affected the power balance in House Baldo and people's motivations to keep other people from snitching to the state or the internet? I mean, that's going to be a bit of an issue here because I'm sure Nick promised, like April and Kayla, it's all in the bag. We got this. And now it's all falling apart. I mean, I assume things are getting really rough. They assume they're getting really rough. And Foley said, Barnes just said there's no proof that Sean is a Nick's coke dealer. You're right. There isn't any proof. I might be Nick's coke dealer. Nick Crazy says, you'll help murder my wife? Well, I mean, define help. Peter Watkins says, let's not hope for divorce. It's really ugly. Yeah, that's the other thing, guys. I mean, as far as like people going to jail, people going to prison, those things fuck up families and they fuck up kids. Now, the kids already got problems, but that fucks them up even more. And divorce, fucks everything up even worse on top of it. So, like I said, hopefully people can get their shit together. Brent says Nick needs to take the stand. That's his only path to victory. Oh, that'll be great. Let me see here. I'm trying to catch what are you guys saying here. NPC 42 says, I want a polycule. No, I don't think you do. I don't think you do. Clinical decision. Yikes. Saying, hello, dear PPP lawyer man DLC skin. Yes, this is the PPP DLC content. It's the mod. It's the lawyer man mod. Sean about to Sarah Boone himself. Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. Oh, let's see here. It's a god raid. Thanks, Sean. Garfield's Bizarre Adventure says, Nick goes to trial, Nick will lose. Please do it. No, I don't want to see him go to trial. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see him go to trial. That would, no. Like I said, I don't necessarily, yes, there's lulls to be had, but watching somebody jump off a cliff is not necessarily my idea of fun. If I don't have to watch it and it doesn't have to happen. You know, it's over. It's, you know, it's like Colonel Chapman told Rambo, it's over. It's over, Rambo. The mission's over. David, the MLS God of Law and Legos. David, hope you're doing well. Hope your stream went well. Kimchi Studio says, does chat beaver-tail their glockenspiel or not? Well, you don't have to. I don't have mine beaver-tailed. Let me see here. Where else? MLS raid started in advance. Well, thank you for being here. Johan saying, take my wife, please. Nick at 2023. Yes. John Coleman, been a member for 6 months, says, Nick says you're fat. Thoughts? Okay. Okay, I'm fat. What about you? David said, I just did my lunch stream once and I have to pee. Well, there you go. Alpha Fox saying, what up, Playboy? Listening while painting a pantry. Well, there you go. Aaron says, Nick kicked us out. So here we are. Well, good to see you, Aaron. Yes, they drew first blood, not me. Yes. Nothing is over. You can't just turn it off. That's what happened. Barnes will show up and be like, Nick, it's over. Nick's like just slinging his balls around. Nothing is over. You know, the war, I used to do streams and snort cocaine. But now I can't even manage using a Baldo. Topher Toke says, Nick will be texting from the prison shower. Believe it or not, I've gotten cell phone calls from prison before. That's not an uncommon thing. Mirla says, any chance the state might reduce the felonies and misdemeanors on a plea, or do they have too much over the barrel? It's up to them what they do. What do they normally do is probably what will happen. So, I mean, he's over a barrel. They've got him. They've got him dead to rights. Nick has no more moves to play. Super Wiener says, remember 7 months. Nick's felted yet again. Many such cases, yeah. Do I prefer fiction or nonfiction books? I mean, it all depends. Like back here, I got some like Brad Thor. Like, there's some good stuff out there to read that's nonfiction, like that's fiction. But like, there's so much cool shit out there. Like this book right here. This one right here. On a Knife's Edge. And it's the Ukraine from around when Stalingrad falls apart to early spring of 1943. You know what? Like, nonfiction books are pretty fucking cool. Like, all the crazy shit that kind of happens in the world, it's really cool in history. Or if you want a really good reading, This one's actually a good one, too. David Kilcullen, the accidental gorilla. Also, Out of the Mountains and Counterinsurgency are also the other parts of his trilogy. Not bad to read. Not bad to read. But yes, I have a lot of nonfiction. Saying, oh shit, are you Monty in a fat suit? When you turn their head, there was a dead ringer. Oh. Mike says Nick should go full on bread and get found insane. Here's the thing, though. Was he insane at the time he committed these infractions? That's the issue. Being insane later doesn't help you. That just becomes an issue of whether you're not competent to enter a plea or stand trial. So you have to be insane at the time of the action. Old Vince Flynn is better. Yeah, I know, when Vince Flynn was helping Tom Clancy, right? Vince Flynn's not bad. Wilshire Boulevard. I'd read that. I'd read it. Yes. You've never seen me and Monty in the same room together. Well, yeah, that's true. Thoughts on Judge Holden? I really don't have any thoughts on him. Vince Flynn is dead? I didn't know that. Oh, On a Nice Edge, the Ukraine is included in the Audible membership. Ooh. Pinochet says, if you like military history, get the book To Dare to Conquer. I'll take a look for that. Just Joyce says, any update on why the sheriff killed the judge? We don't know. We don't know. They exchanged their phones and then he killed him. So that's all we know right now. Been listening to John Kierkegaard, the whistleblower on torture. Yeah, but he did a lot of shit on his own too. That guy is not without stain. But yes, his interview with Sean Ryan is really good. His interview with Dalton, what's his name? Dalton Fisher is really good too. What about high fantasy? I'm not like, I do a little bit of like, I mean, yeah, Tolkien's great. I'll read Lord of the Rings. You can read like the Silmarillion and all that, but like, there's only so much fantasy I like. You know, some of the sci-fi stuff. So like, Old Man's War by John Scalzi, some of the stuff like that. Those are kind of cool things out in space. Like, I like that stuff, but not like, it's not the thing I always go to. Also, Old Man's War is a really cool book if you guys have never read it. Philip K. Dick, yeah, he's fine too. Petty Letter says, read Guerrilla Days in Ireland. Yeah, I got that. You want to learn about how to do stuff? That's a great way to learn some glowy things, chat. It's a way to learn some glowy things. Just saying. Sean's an Age of Sigmar fan, yeah. The Rings of Power fan, yes. I love the Rings of Power. Do you like 50 Shades of Baldo? I don't know if I'm thinking about, though, downloading the 37mm launcher that you can find on Odyssey, and then see if I can launch Baldos with it. That'd be kind of fun. Cormac is the GOAT. Yeah, he's really good. Whitley Strieber. Yeah, read Communion. That's a trippy book. If you're into corrupt three-letter agencies, get the book The Devil's Chessboard, but you'll be infuriated. I'll take a look for that. Too bad John Scalzi's a deranged leftist. Yeah, that's an issue, but it's still good. What about Blood Meridian? I like Blood Meridian. The Vinyl Revolution as a Silmarillion is greater than Lord of the Rings. I don't know about that. I don't know if I'll do. I don't think I'll go that far. Bobby Sands wrote a very good book on, yes, the Bobby Sands weight loss program. One of the best. One of the best. Yes, the best weight loss. The weight loss, the Weight Watchers champion of Ireland, of Northern Ireland. Oh boy. Oh. Oh shit. I got that joke. Larry Correa would be my jam. I need to look into his stuff. I have not. Yeah, with Monsters Hunter International. I need to look into some of that. Read the Protocols of the Elders of Zion. Okay, thank you. Welcome to high school. We already took care of that. Kitchen Knife Rescue says, yes, Robert Heinlein's The Moon is a Heart's Mistress is one of the best sci-fi books I've read. Yeah, it is. It's a phenomenal book because it's this very uber-libertarian situation. And it's got all kinds of stuff. It's got like laser fights in space. The moon is turned into an orbital kinetic. The moon is turned into a kinetic strike platform. And they fucking launch like asteroids at Earth. It's really fucking cool. It's really cool. It's a really neat story. If you guys get the chance, it's a really good story. It's Adam Saline, The Face of the Moon. Read Mein Kampf while you're at it. Who hasn't read that? What's the best autobiography I ever read? I don't know. Soros on Soros by George Soros. You get to look into his mind and see how fucking insane the man is. Dianetics? No, Dianetics is not on my shelf. Mein Kampf isn't on it right now. Patty F says, in Ohio, the tiniest bit of residue can get you a felony charge. Yes, it can. And that's the shitty part about it. The dystopian sci-fi, like Dune. Yeah, Dune's great. I don't know. I don't have a problem with Dune. Sneed Dave Williams says, just catching up. Spent 30 minutes laughing uncontrollably on my commute home. Well, be careful, man. The Turner Diaries. Well, yeah, I wasn't read that. Or Hunter. Michael Phelps' autobiography was actually very good. J-Rex says, read The Abolition of Man. I've said that before in chat. I've said that before on stream. The Abolition of Man is actually a brilliant book. And if it's by C.S. Lewis, author of Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, Chronicles of Narnia, the Screw Tape Letters, C.S. Lewis did a phenomenal job with The Abolition of Man. If you read it, it's like it was just written yesterday. It's like somebody wrote it 10 years ago about what's happening in our world today. The Abolition of Man is brilliant. C.S. Lewis is a profound thinker, a very intelligent man. It's very good. That's one of the books you have to read. You have to read. I read that probably like 15 years ago. That'll fucking change your mind. You read that or listen to a chat, you're gonna be like, that. What year did C.S. Lewis die? What year did C.S. Lewis die, chat? Oh my God, who's talking? C.S. Lewis died in 1963. If you read that right now, you'd think he died in 2023. That is the cool part about The Abolition of Man. And then Cat, but not Cat Williams, for $100, a Red Boy. Thank you, Cat. And guys, if you guys haven't watched Cat and you want to know about the Young Thug trial, she has been going through it with a fine-tooth comb. She's been having some great guests on. She has like Caleb Bumpus, Woody's attorney at the When Everything Went Crazy. Woody's been on. Some of the other attorneys are showing up there. Kat has been doing great work. Hopefully I can do something with Kat coming up on this because, yeah, Young Thug is just it's just, you're peeling layers back of disaster and it's just more and more and more and more and more. So, Kat, thank you for the super chat for $100 and not in Argentinian pesos, 100 greenbacks. Thank you very much, Kat. It says for your balanced and constructive analysis and for the Clyde and Laney treats. Well, thank you. That'll buy a lot of bull beans. Final Revolution says Uncle Ted. Well, yeah, I've got Uncle Ted here too. But it's not really an autobiography. I mean, if you're reading about, things, it's, like... I mean, we got some Uncle Ted. We got some technological slavery. We got industrial society in its future. We got a little bit of everything here. We got a little bit of everything, and also, just you guys are wondering. That's how I hold my tape. You put it around in this case, a bottle of gun oil, and you can have all your tape in one spot, and they don't roll around everywhere. So, something to think about. Have you ever read The Secret? No. Real books, yeah, real attorneys should have whiskey bottles. Well, yeah. Who would you hire from the Lawsuit Sphere to write my biography? Nobody, because my biography would be fucking awful. It'd be really boring. It'd be really gay. So no, I wouldn't have a biography. Yes, it would be very gay. Annie Lynn is right. It'd be so gay. Well, I had every tape I need. Well, yeah, because I'm like modeling tape helps masking things, all kinds of stuff. Kitchen Knife Rescue member for 9 months. Thanks for being here today. He says The Last Train from Hiroshima is a good read. I'll look that up. Have to look that up. Fleeing Canada and abandoning my son, PPP. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. So, all right. Don't be taping Clyde. I'm not going to tape Clyde. Guys are ridiculous. So does Clyde live? Yes, Clyde is alive. Hold on. Let's see if he'll come back out. Clyde! Here, Bob. Let's see. Clyde may tape me. That'd be impressive. Come here, Clyde. Come here, buddy. Come on. You little son of a bitch. Get over here. He walked inside the door. And he just walked away. Fuck you. Come here. Come on. I can see you. You're not visible in the shadows, dude. The dog just told us to go fuck ourselves, chat. Yeah, I understand he's high. That doesn't mean he can't come and hang out. Yeah, 2.0 gave him a lot of weed treats because we're about to have some bad weather, but I don't know where it's at. Where did the bad weather go? Hold on here. I'm actually curious because that was a while ago. And I need to see my local weather here. I know you guys don't care, but that's cool because I care. Oh, it all went out on the lake. Okay. That's cool. We dodged a bullet, chat. Okay. Okay. All right, yeah. Okay, cool. It all went over the lake, went to the north. It's kind of weird. Not funny, but I'll take it. I will take it. So is Nick going to do 25 to life? No. And neither should he. The Clyde bunker also has drugs and cock. No. El Augusto says, why do we give Clyde hemp treats? Do we learn nothing from Rekieta or Sonny? Well, they're THC treats, and they're meant to help calm him down. And Clyde is very scared. Like, if it starts raining hard, or the wind starts blowing in a little bit of rain, and it's smashing against the windows, he's terrified of thunderstorms. If it's out in the distance, he will freak out. And sometimes, like a truck with dumpsters on it, he's freaked out before and thought that's thunder. So it keeps him calm. Hunch Dirty Roofer says Clyde is a proper diva. He ain't doing appearances for anything less than 2 Tupperwares of treats being shaken. Yeah, that's his problem. Oh. Chromium said the wind was like, I ain't lifting that to the wind around me. Yes, that's probably how it went. Sneed Dave Williams saying, I miss these two. Sorry, guys. I'm looking forward to the upcoming autobiography, The Third Rail by Nick Rekeita. Scorpio04 says, read the Deathstalker series by Simon R. Green, the best sci-fi space opera I have ever read. I'll take a look for those. I'll take a look for this stuff, guys. So it's an electrifying read. Yeah. Brewberry says Clyde standing at the door like bullpeen or nothing. Well, he's already got them. They're out in the hallway. I don't have them. And Brewberries, I hope you're feeling better. Hope your doggo's feeling better. I know you said he was in the hospital, so I hope he's out. Hope Bobo's okay. Smug Sheep says rescuing dogs is the most good thing you can do. Be proud of yourself. You know, it's really more 2.0 than me. So, you know, I did something good for, you know, this little creature needed some help and I did a good thing for him. But like, you know, that's far from absolves me of, you know, what I've done in my life. But I appreciate that. Thank you. Trump once says, we're in Ohio. I am up on the east side of the eastern suburbs of Cleveland, not the east side of Cleveland. Clyde is most vulnerable now to the Haitians. They're not going to get him. Torga the White says, Corey's Sons of the Black Sword is his best work. I'll look for that. Joe Loy says older dogs need help. That is where I come in. Yeah, senior dogs need help too. And that's the thing, guys. Even older dogs, just dogs 5, 6 years old, those dogs need help at home. So don't always have to get like a little dog or a puppy. Older dogs need help too. And older dogs are chill. You know, and older senior dogs, you know, they just want a place they can relax and run out the clock. So something to think about. Yes, Chrome Minion says that deluxe apartment in the sky. Moving on up. Yeah. You got Feltus that just showed up and said, what are the odds Aaron and Nick share a cell block? Not very likely. I think Aaron's going to have I don't want to jinx him, but I think Aaron's going to have a pretty good outcome on his case. Foley says Ohio dogs are delicious. 9 out of 10 Haitians agree. Ohio dogs are the best dogs. Matty B says the 101st Airborne is surrounding Lebanon. How would they do that? Because part of Lebanon is surrounded by Syria and we don't operate in Syria that far. Like, that's the dangerous part of Syria. That's where, like, the multi-way fight's still going between the Syrians and the Russians versus the, like, free Syrians, the moderate head choppers, and then, like, all the other guys trying to chop each other's heads off. So, no, I don't see how they'd be surrounding Lebanon, because the Syria's air defense network would be really dangerous about that. So I would not want that, because we would lose a lot of people. Like an S-400 flying in a helicopter would be awful. Smug Sheep says, you totally operated Syria. Yes, we operated. Okay. Hold on. I guess we got to do this. No, don't do that to me. Goddamn Google. All right, we're getting out the map. On the map, on the map, on the map. Yes, we totally do operate in Syria. Can you guys see this? Your screen set, is that pump? Oh, there we go. Add a stage. There we go. All right, yes. We do operate in Syria. Yes. We're like over in this area of Syria. We're over here where all the oil's at. To get around there, you realize we'd be in the Golan Heights and we'd be near Damascus. This is surrounding Lebanon. Tartus is where the Soviets have their naval base. And then Latakia is where the major Air Force base is out there. Like, there's no way in hell we would be down in this part of Syria. That would be dangerous as fuck. This part of Syria is full of fighting and still full of crazy shit. You would not want to be down there. Over here is fine. This, good. This, not so good. So, there's a difference in where you are in Syria. The airborne can surround anything, Sean, especially the 82nd. Yeah, well, yeah. Clyde operates in Syria. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Smug Sheep says special forces exist. Yeah, but still, you'd have to infiltrate into Syria, then you're infiltrating into Lebanon, and we'd be assisting the Israelis in fighting the Lebanese government. I don't think that's a good idea. So, yes, John McCain did help create ISIS. Yep, he did. Pinochet's helicopter says, how did Joe Kent's wife die? His first wife? Well, she got blown up in a suicide attack. Unless you're going to tell me it's like an airstrike or something. We operate anywhere the Jews tell us to operate. Okay, well, yes, that's fair enough. Sula says, I hear the Russians, Ukrainians shit talk each other through ham radio. Yeah, they do. Joe Neerman runs Unit 8200. Yes, Unit 101. That's the OG unit. Yes, his first wife was killed in Syria. She was not killed you know where his wife got killed? Fine, here, we'll do this. You know where she got killed? She got killed here. Right there. That's where she got killed. In that area. Very far away from all of this. Notice a big difference in area. This is all part of the Rojava and all that issue there, where the Turks are also operating and doing all kinds of crazy shit. So, yes. So. Anime Sucks Company says PPP responded 39 minutes ago. Check it out on the farms. Well, I will, but I can't show it here because you guys figure out who I am. Is John Grisham a good author? I read some of his books and I'm basically a lawyer now. Well, no, but he's really good. He's a very good, yeah. Where was she operating? In Syria. I'm not saying we don't operate in Syria. I'm saying we're not operating down on the fucking Lebanese frontier. That would be suicide. The New Orleans DA's office fucking over the city of New Orleans again. Well, yeah, that's going to happen. Oh. Smug Sheep says, you did say we don't operate in Syria. Not like that. We're not operating in Syria surrounding Lebanon. We're not operating in southern Syria. Okay, there. I'll qualify it. We're not in the southern part of it. So. Think about it like this. Sean lives near Cleveland, but he's not living in East Cleveland because he doesn't want to die. Oh, you think I'd be the one dying if I lived in East Cleveland? I'd be paving the street with bodies. J-Rock saying, who is Joe Kent? Joe Kent was a guy, he's a former Green Beret running for Congress. He ran for Congress out of the state of Washington. He's actually, he did a lot of super spook stuff. He worked for what was called ISA. It's called Intelligence, Surveillance, and or whatever they called. But it's like a very elite intelligence organization. And his wife did, she was a cryptographer in the Navy, did a lot of secret squirrel stuff and got killed in a suicide attack over in Syria. If only the frog's still in control over Syria. Nick operates in Western Syria. Yeah, I'm sure he does. Patty says, Joe Kent's a glowy. I don't trust him. Well, yeah, he's an intelligence. He's a spook. You can't trust spooks. Stream wearing load-bearing equipment when? Well, I mean, technically, suspenders are bearing part of my load, so there you go. Yes, intelligence support activity. Thank you. Haters are bad. So. CRP is hiding out in southern Syria. That would be hilarious. Crow Minion says he could pass for Levantine with that nose. Before I had gray hair and I could tan up, I could pass for being from the Mediterranean. I could. Tim the Tool says, not everybody who works in the military intelligence becomes a spook. No, but when you work for ISA, you are a spook. Google what they do. They're a bit different. They're a different organization. CRP is running Wagner. Well, he needs to kick it into gear if he's running Wagner. Donut still saying it's possible that Coach Red Pill was a glowy and died also because of it. Very possible, but I don't know. He was too stupid to be a glowy, I think. Okay, you guys want to see what he says? Fine. Anime Sucks Copit Steed for $2. Says it's on the YouTube channel Kino Cathedral. I know what his channel is. All right. Let's look it up. Okay, yeah, here we go. Here we go, chat. We'll take a look. Let's see what this is. Oh no, he's in the shower. Be careful, chat. Be careful. I've warned you in advance. All right, here we go.
Yeah,
Is this really 8 minutes? Oh my god.
Yeah, baby! Oh, it's an Omni Fountain at the Omnibus, Rekieta! Ooh, buddy! Sweet, sweet, sweet victory!
Yeah, okay. I'll watch that on my own time. I will watch that on my own time. Adam Wright says, do you want AIDS? No. Right now, there are geeks and nerds for Kamala live streaming. I'm sure they all have AIDS. It's the quickest way to get anal herpes. I bet. Jordan saying, why is this Canuck yelling at me? I know. Why is this nice Canadian man being loud? Trevor says, on your own time, huh? Yes. Yes, on my own time. This is art in the highest form. Yes. PPP shower in gray. Yes, it is very much. Kaza here, Miller says we're going to dance on his grave. Like I said, I don't want that to happen. I don't want to see that happen. So. Anna Wall says, Nick's case fascinating? No, it's a very basic case. It's not complex. It's very boring. It's a very simple case, very straightforward. It's the people in it that make it fascinating. Like how it all unfolded is fascinating. But no, the basics of the case, it's very, like I said, it's a basic bitch case. Very boring, very normal. So, yes. The world doesn't want loud Canadians. Ag says, have you gotten your monkeypox vaccine yet? No. I'm good. Don't you worry. I appreciate the concern. Adopt a grave from your local shelter. You're asking for yourself. Oh, chat. All right. Well, hey, guys, we need to land this plane. It is almost 11. We got to land it. So I want to thank everybody for being here. Everybody over on however many people are here. The 2 people on Twitch. Thank you guys for being here. And the over 1,500 of you still here listening to me ramble like a moron. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you for being here. I appreciate your time. Guys, please remember, if you guys did enjoy this, leave a like. That screws with the algorithm, puts us up there. You know, makes sure everybody knows the news, chat. And if you guys do enjoy me and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I would always appreciate that. If you guys that are also new, we do stuff pretty much every day. We try to do in the evenings. Tomorrow, we're going to be going over the last stand of the Alec Baldwin trial and his attorneys basically felting the prosecutor. And if you guys don't know, we do a live show every Thursday night at 9:30. There's some interesting stuff to talk about this week. We've got a couple different topics already kind of lined up. There is the guy who defected to North Korea actually got sentenced. Sarah Boone shoved the guy in her boyfriend's suitcase. There's updates. A guy in Chicago murdered his girlfriend and tried to trick the police. It didn't go very well. The guy who tried to assassinate Trump down in Florida, well, his son got arrested for cheese pizza, which, you didn't think they're going to look at your computer too? And the Haitians in Ohio have tried to file criminal charges against both Trump and J.D. Vance. That's not really going to go anywhere, but I think it's funny and probably worth taking a look at there. Sir Marhouse says, I'm in England now. This country sucks. Well, it's good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. And yes, 21 months. Thank you for your support, man. I appreciate it. Just, do you have a license to be unhappy? That's a big thing. Be careful. So, oh, yes, guys, we are also on Locals. And if you guys are on Locals, you can join us with the promo code Not Guilty, 1 month free over at potentiallycriminal.locals.com. And Oh, and I forgot to mention our two big sponsors here. Two big sponsors. We have the Dragon's Treasure. You can use a promo code criminal. You get 10% off Dragon's Treasure, a haven for teen and anime lovers. And then also MAF Arms. So maf-arms.com for your place to get wind chimes and all kinds of other goodies like that. And your wind chime accessories. Use the promo code POTCRIM. You get 10% off. And as I've been told by Matt, if you order today, him and Ivan both will put lipstick on and kiss your invoice. It was promised me by Matt. If you order tonight, he will do that. So, hold on here. Why is that not going down? I'm going to take that off. Oh, don't forget Stonies. I mean, Analytical T gifted 50 subs. Whoo, chat. Going out on top. Going out on top like that. We're not going into the cold night, says Analytical T. I guess I'll stick around for a minute then. You guys got my attention. He's just sharing it, making it a green chat, getting rid of the grays. Barton Bella gifted 5 memberships as well. Bella, thank you for your support and your generosity as well. Oh, you guys want Stonies? Yes, can't forget Stonies. 158 East Broadway Street out in Rockville, Minnesota. Stonies Bar and Grill. Home of the $2 cans every Thursday night. And what do they got going on tonight? Well, they are open till well, no, I don't want the one in Denver. Guys, they are open tonight. They're closed at 11 p.m., so they're about to wrap up. They got about an hour left, probably getting close to last call. But it's Central Minnesota's premier biker bar, chat. Be out there, join them for the Vikings games, I guess, if you like doing that. They have happy hour during the game. You can take some of their purple pride shots when the Vikings score a touchdown. And you register for a chance to win a TV during the big game. Ooh. Sounds very good. Sounds very good. Johan Naxos gifted 5 subs. Thank you, Johan. I appreciate it. Oh, man. How many subs until the shower stream? None. Police is weird. I have a Brown account for some reason. Yeah. Salty Bassoon says purple pride, even the football's gay. Yes. Yes. Ghost Balls, can we get a let's go Felted, etc.? Yeah. Let's go Felted, etc. Oh. Bella says none. We already hit it. Not for the shower stream. Hilda says, wow. Yes, wow. Yes, God bless the goal. Yes, God bless the goal. Recap this whole thing in 5 minutes. No, I can't do that. Adam Wright says, how's your state looking for Trump in the election? Ohio's fine. Trump's going to win Ohio. It's not an issue. I don't know by how much, but he's got it on lock. He's going to win Ohio. How about a hot tub stream? I don't have a hot tub, so number one, no. And even if I did, still no. Dylan Dax says, come back, Ashton! Tech Guy says, remember, chat, Clyde Coin is accepted at Stonies. Yes. What am I drinking tonight? Just tea. Not sweet tea. It's unsweetened tea. So felt like having tea tonight. So Sherrod Brown might lose the Senate seat. Yeah, like your lips to God's ears on that one, please. Really, like that ain't happening. Sherrod Brown's not going to lose his seat. I will be fucking stunned if he loses his seat. Dude's been a fixture in Ohio politics for a long time, and the unions will fucking back him. So he's going to be safe. He's going to be safe. Is it Dragon's Treasure tea? No, it's not. Not to like putting Dragon's Treasure tea in something like this. That would be a waste. That would be a waste. Yeah, Foley says whichever candidate wins, PA wins the White House. I don't know. You might not need PA. If Michigan and Wisconsin are in play and Arizona's in play, I think some states might knock Pennsylvania out of the running. Yes, if Trump wins Pennsylvania, that takes care of it, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Justin says my state's going 100% to camel toe. Yeah. Zachary is saying, boss man's free, bish. Ghostball says, if you could only recommend one book, what is it? Probably the Bible. Because then you don't go to hell. And you learn how to read, and you learn stories, and you learn all kinds of stuff. Take South. Yes, thank you. Are those gifts tax-free? Yeah. Scott Wade says, don't tell me how the Bible ends. Yeah. No, it all turns out Jesus was just some random guy. That's how it ends. According to Nick. SB Sellers Ghazni update. I think that's more for Ghazni to talk about. I know Steve's doing pretty good. Steve is working in a private firm right now, doing cool guy stuff there. And he seems to be doing pretty well and landed on his feet. That's all I could probably really say for right now. I think that's up to Steve to really talk about more about what's going on in his world. The wind chimes are out of stock. Well, that sucks. Just keep looking around. You'll find some good stuff there. So read Psalm 59 by Max. Yes. Ghostball says, how do you feel? I'm not going to answer the question, but it feels nice. Yes, John Johnson is correct. In Future Conflict at 9 a.m. tomorrow be a good analysis of the Israeli attacks on Hezbollah and Lebanon. Yes. You guys don't know Future Conflicts. The Council on Future Conflicts, led by Scott McCullough, Joe Dolio, Tactical Wisdom, and the gang out there do a really good job covering everything. I know I haven't been on there in quite a while with those guys, but those guys are very knowledgeable people to hang out with and have a lot of good, break down a lot of good stuff out there. So let's see. What else are you guys saying? Oh, Caroline Ellison. Oh, from FTX. She got 24 months in prison. Ooh, boy. That's more than I thought she'd serve. That's impressive. She'll have fun being somebody's girlfriend on one of the federal camps. Gemma says, I like your hair colors. I know. Well, I picked the highlights, so I tried hard. Is Mike Bennett one of those guys? Yes, he is. He hasn't been on for a little while, but he's one of the guys. Sarah Marie is a new member. Good, Sarah. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. It's been a long time no see. Popcorn says, why does Alameda Research ring a bell? That was the finder before FTX. When Sam Bankman-Fried was running FTX, they funneled all that money into Alameda Capital. And that was the original thing that let them move on to FTX. So. Women pay a pretty penny for my hair color. Yeah. So. Haven King says, what happened to the motion? Nick got denied in every way possible. Completely felt it. You know, total Baldo death. Yes, it's a sister company of FTX. Well, it's not really even a sister company. It's the predecessor to FTX. Yes, it was a giant money laundering operation. Yes. Yes, and Ukraine did invest in FTX, which was really weird. Because then the money all went back to Washington. I know. If I had straight hair, I'd let mine go completely gray. Oh. Stace says the carpet matches drapes. You need to ask 2.0. Let's see if she'll tell you. So let me see here. Where are... All right, guys. Yeah, I think it's 11 o'clock now. It is time for us to wrap up. Phil, how you doing, man? It's good to see you, Phil. It's been a little while. Thanks for the membership. Tell Clyde I'm back. I will. Jeremy says, I fell asleep watching on the stream and woke up. Here you are. That happens sometimes. I went to the bathroom in the store and I'm still live. Yeah, well, we're wrapping up, chat. Wrapping up. Oh, we have 1,337 viewers. I can't screenshot it fast enough. That's cool. Oh, dang it. Bummer. I went to have elite numbers. That's okay. In light of Nick's criminal trial, do you think Monty's discovery for Rico goes forward? No, remember, like I said, the answer is never Rico, chat. It's never Rico, especially in a civil case. Yes, 1,337 viewers. Nice. Yes, I know. That's why I was like, cool. And then a bunch of people dumped to take it away from me. You got the hacker numbers. So, all right. Well, guys. Oh, yeah. No, I know it's a lot higher than that. But yes, thank you guys for all being here. We are all done. Guys, enjoy your night. Yeah, like I said, for Nick, it's all over. But like I said, this isn't a surprise to anybody who's been following along. Nick, if you're out there, man, I hope you sit down with your attorney and start figuring out what your plans are. Because I really hope you don't go to trial. I really hope you don't. Because it's not going to go well. So, work with your attorney. I know you started going to group. Get back in a group and really do it. You'll be better off in the long run. So, and that goes for anybody out there. If you're struggling with addiction, things like that, go work with people. Go talk to people. Go engage. Go find an AA or an NA or something. Don't let your life fall apart. There's people out there who are happy to meet you and want to meet you and help you fix whatever you got going on. So, with that being said, guys, take care, everybody, and I will see you tomorrow. And remember, just because Nick did it, he's still not guilty. He's still not guilty. He's just kind of SOL at this point. So, good night, everybody. Take care.
Weapons, blacksmithing, and models of planes, esoteric works, and even some trains. Much merriment had while drinking White Claws, tips on hunting, and even talking the law. do, just don't talk to cops. Even when they nab you on illegal stops. Just 'cause you did it doesn't mean you're guilty. But please talk to a local attorney. Was that the fat guy Rekieta yelled at?